The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Chairman, I want to thank the member opposite for her contribution. I think it's fair to say it was a relatively broad contribution to the debate, and I thank her for broadening it in that way. And I do want to say that she, in her Freudian slip, or her McCully-like slip, mixing up expeditiously and expediently, really got to the nub of this question. And when she says that Labor members are unhappy because we're not in government for the Rugby World Cup, she's right. She's absolutely right. And I know that it would not be acceptable for the Labor Party to put together a bill in this form. The reasons for that we will get to later on in the debate, but it is fair to say that the establishment of the authority goes to the core of the bill. And at this stage I do want to give the Honourable Murray McCully some credit. It happens every now and again. There's not much, as a minister and the chair smiles, the minister she's deputising for knows that there's not a lot of things to give him credit for, and she knows better than a lot of people. But in the case of Minister McCully, he has been consulting as to the membership with lists of individuals and possibilities for it, and I think that is something which is good. And when that gets more formal, I'm probably allowed to tell my caucus colleagues about it. And I think it's fair to say that there's no suggestion as yet that he's sacking Rugby World Cup authority with Tory hacks who are only in it for the tickets to the games. I think it's fair to say that he has got in mind some people of some reputation and a broad range of skills, and including in the environmental law area. And I'd be interested to know the involvement of the Honourable Nick Smith, the Minister for the Environment, as to whether he has as yet been consulted on this. I know there's a bit of sort of cart and horse going on here, but clearly need the legislation through before the formal consultation can occur. But I'm sure Mr McCully will be working with Dr Smith in the way that he's working with members of the opposition.
But he has to work with Dr Smith?
Apparently he likes working with Dr Smith. I think it's one of the that's that.
I've always said he was peculiar.
I won't comment on that. But the establishment of the authority, Mr Chairman, is something which goes to the core. And who was the member speaking before?
Jackie Dean.
Yeah, Jackie Dean. When Jackie Dean was speaking, she indicated that the committee had made some detailed decisions around the shape of the authority and the functions of the authority and the type of people that we've been looking for. Well, I just want to do it's a minor correction, and that is the committee didn't make any decisions in that area at all. I think it's fair to say that the Minister, again, had worked relatively well on his consultation with the opposition before the legislation was introduced, and at least in that part it had been fairly well sorted out as to the type of people, the skills that were necessary before the bill was introduced in the first place. The next point, and I think probably it'll be my third and fourth call when I come back to it. I want to deal with Schedule 1 because Schedule 1 is brought into play by Clause 14, and Schedule 1 of the bill does. Clause 14 of the bill applies Schedule 1, and I just want to. I think I'm getting a bit, and again, I'm because of my catching up with the modern ways of doing things in committee. I want to check: is this where we discuss Schedule 1, yes, as opposed to the miscellaneous provisions at the end of the bill? Well, I will get back to Schedule 1 because it is an important schedule. One of the areas where there was quite a lot of change made is in Clause 15 15 of the bill around the functions of the Administrative Secretary. Mr. Chairman.
Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Chairman, around the functions of the Administrative Secretariat and the way that it works. And what I think members are aware of is that this authority will sit in panels. I think the question of the panels is dealt with in clause 12 of the bill, and those panels will each have at least 3 members, and the person who chairs it will be a lawyer of at least 7 years standing, who may be the chairperson of the authority, and that would mean, of course, if, as we expect, a retired judge is appointed in there, that probably for the important decision, then maybe for the main Auckland panel, we'd have an expectation that he or she, actually he, would be the person who chairs those more important hearings. But what the chairperson who's of the authority does is he or she appoints panels, and they do need to have the relevant skills and experience to deal with the applications which are coming before it. And I think I think we know that there are going to be some quite big groups of applications that have been quite similar. Without going into the detail of the liquor things which are on later on, there's an expectation that groups of liquor licences will be dealt with as a block, those from a particular area, to get a consistent set of rules and police involvement, and being able to have the hearings together and get decisions which will be taken individually but are more likely to be consistent with this sort of approach. But for that to occur, you need to have the panels, and you need to have the administrative secretariat? What's the plural of a secretariat? The secretariats or secretariat? Or secretarii? Secretariats. Well, you're going to have a series of these secretariats that work. Well, there's not often that I can say that I miss Simon Upton in the House, but there's no doubt that Hansel would have been able to sort that question out. And the other thing I have no doubt about is that Gretel wouldn't have been able to.
No, look, the member knows you must refer to someone by their proper name.
Oh, I thought that only applied to current members.
No.
Can I have a water, please? No, sorry.
I'm